You are listening to Fettuccini Fiasco, Book 3 of the Jade Sommer Series. Written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2021. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 20. Pulling over to the curb, I parked and stepped out of the car. I could see from the large window the cashier was replaying the theft by waving his arms in grand mime style. Opening the door, I walked to the register where 2 police officers stood.
I can describe the car the person was driving,
The cashier said.
2 thugs were in it.
Oh, I was a thug now. Great. Hey. I eased up to the counter before the cashier could make the situation worse. I would like to pay for the stolen items. The cashier and officers glanced at me.
Why would you want to do that?
An officer asked. Did I tell them the truth? It might land Clyde back in jail and get me in trouble since I was the getaway driver. But I was tired of lies. And if they hauled me to jail, then I'd have a valid reason not to fight in the ring. However, I wouldn't want that on my background either. Listen, I was doing a favor for a friend by giving his dad a ride. He wanted to stop here. I gave him $20 to get a few things. Next thing I know, he's telling me to drive.
Did you know he had stolen items?
I figured that out when I saw the cashier running at us with a bat. I only drove away because I had borrowed my brother's car and I didn't want it to get damaged. But I'm here to pay for everything that was stolen. The cashier frowned as if his day of glory had been rained out. I slipped my wallet out of my pocket and handed my debit card to the cashier.
It was over $100 in alcohol.
Fine. As soon as the transaction was complete, the officers followed me outside.
We'll need some information before you leave.
Why? I paid for the stolen items, which makes them not stolen anymore.
A crime was still committed.
I sighed. Once they got all my personal information, they asked for information about Clyde. I rubbed my forehead, wondering if I should tell them. It wasn't because I was protecting Clyde's butt. It was because Logan went through all the effort of giving his father a fresh start. And not even an hour after his release, I was talking to the cops about him. Do you know Detective Logan Ward? I asked.
Yeah, we've worked with him.
So, you know his father? I asked. Dawning in their eyes had me grimacing.
Did he give you the black eye?
No. This beauty wasn't his handiwork. I'll be straight with you. Logan is missing. His dad got released from jail, and Logan was supposed to pick him up. I got the honors of that. I handed over the information that Amro gave me. Here's Clyde's new address if you want to talk to him or arrest him. Maybe scare him a little. I don't know.
We'll pay him a visit,
The officer said, pocketing the card. Have you heard anything about Logan's case? I asked.
We're not privy to that information.
Is Amro a good detective? I asked.
One of the best. If she can't find Logan, no one can.
That statement made me feel better and worse at the same time. Detective Amro met me in the station's lobby.
How did it go with Logan's father?
Not well, I said as I followed her to her office, noticing her hair hung in waves around her shoulders. But I got a tip on one of Avery's favorite places.
Where's that?
Headington Station. She might be there.
Why would you think that?
It was a train station that had been turned into a restaurant. At one point, Avery wanted to open it again and host parties and weddings. It was the weddings that made me suspect she might be there with Logan.
It's worth a look. Who did you get this tip from?
Nash.
Why didn't he bring me this information?
She asked as she sat at her desk and wrote a note on a pad of paper. We talked a little while ago.
Anything else you can tell me?
No, I just wanted to relay that information. She gave a nod.
And you have my phone number?
Yes. I paused. Do you have any hope you'll find Logan? Her expression softened as she leaned back.
From my investigation so far, Avery has been acting erratic. People like that will get caught eventually. Either way, I won't stop until I find him.
She looked hard at me.
Want to tell me about the eye?
Nothing to tell. She made an noise as she gathered a file.
I sometimes overhear Logan when he's on calls. I know what's going on with you. I also know Logan is your safety line, but you have me too.
She sounded sincere. Do you know who the insider is? I asked.
I do. And sometimes I think he might be worse than the guys in the 411. He won't help you. When you're at the 411, you are on your own.
Logan seemed to think the insider would help if I was in a life-threatening situation.
Every time you're in the ring, it's life-threatening.
I suppose you're right about the insider then, I said. No one had come to my aid when the executioner arrived.
I'm sorry you're in this situation.
Me too. I should let you get back to finding Logan. Will you keep me updated?
I will. You know how to reach me if you need anything.
I nodded. Thank you. I'm glad Logan has you in his corner. She didn't say anything, so I gave a small wave and hurried back to Ross's car. Now I had to pick up Mila, and we'd head over to the restaurant to clean. Mila kept quiet when we drove to the restaurant. She fidgeted with her phone the entire time. Each time it made an alert sound, she'd jump and look at the screen only to place it back on her lap. It saddened me she wasn't comfortable enough to tell me what was going on. But I knew she was in some sort of crisis. Her eyes were puffier than mine, so I could only assume that she had been crying before I picked her up. I bet Aunt Dot is wearing a hazmat suit, I said, trying to lighten the mood. Mila absently nodded as she looked out the window. And Ross is probably naked, I added, seeing if that would snap her to attention.
Uh-huh,
she said as she still gazed out of the window. Apparently, she wasn't listening to me at all. I playfully leaned over to brush my shoulder against hers. She gasped as she smacked into her door. I hadn't bumped her that hard. I didn't mean to scare you, I said. You were in your own world.
Oh, I guess I was. Did you say something?
Nothing important. I was just wondering what kind of chaos we're going to walk in on.
With your family, who knows?
As we passed by the restaurant to head into the back alley, I pointed at the front window. Is that a help wanted sign?
Looks like it. Did someone quit?
Ross is having personal problems with Lily. Maybe she quit. I thought that would have brought a smile to Mila's face. After all, Lily was competition when it came to Ross's heart. But instead, she frowned. Parking in the alley, we headed to the back door to find it propped open.
Coming through,
Aunt Dot said as she whizzed by with a stuffed garbage bag. While she wasn't wearing a hazmat suit, she was wearing something similar to a painter's jumpsuit.
Me too.
Kobe said, following her out with another large bag. What can we do to help? I asked.
Start wiping down surfaces. We'll need a couple of scrub downs. I don't want any residue left over from the bug people.
Mila and I headed inside to find all hands on deck. Even Nana and Landon had been put to work. I veered over to Landon, who was at the dish station, washing every piece of cookware, glassware, and dish that we had. Did you get info on the numbers? I whispered.
Yes, but I didn't have time to send it over.
He slipped off a rubber glove and reached into his pocket, bringing out a piece of scrap paper.
It's not much. Most of the numbers are already dead, but a couple are active.
I took the paper and glanced at it before stowing it in my pocket. He was right. There wasn't much information, but I would take what he had. I probably wouldn't do anything about it now anyway. Mila was home, and that was all that mattered. But if she disappeared again, at least I had somewhere to look. Scanning the kitchen, I spotted Lily near Ross. They bent their heads together as they wiped off a low shelf. Did they patch things up? If so, why was there a help wanted sign? I spotted Mom at the prep table as she scoured it. Sidling up to her, I asked, I saw the help wanted sign. What position are we hiring? She glanced at my eye with a frown.
Another fight?
I had no choice. She sighed.
Things are really a mess now, aren't they?
I nodded. But it can't stay like this forever. So why is there a help wanted sign?
Your brother thought we could stand to add another employee.
He's always complaining about not having enough money. She paused before she nodded.
This is true, but we do need another person to help.
Would they work front of the house or back?
They would deliver.
My eyelid twitched. I chalked it up to having an injured eye and not the betrayal of my family. I deliver.
Jade, you've been pulled away a lot, and we aren't blaming you, but it is a disruption to the business.
Are you saying I'm fired?
No.
Yes.
Ross butted in.
Ross, we discussed this. Jade will always have a job here.
Yeah, until the next mob guys, pyros, or blood dragons decide to blow this place up.
Ross, that's not fair. None of those were her fault.
We're barely floating. If one more thing goes wrong, we'll have to close. If you want to give her a chance to screw us again, then go ahead. But I'm not picking up after her.
Ouch.
Hello?
Someone called from the back. A guy about 20 years old, wearing so many chains on his jeans that I wondered if his pants ever dropped, peeked in through the back door.
I saw the help wanted sign. You guys hiring?
Do you have a driver's license?
Ross asked.
Yeah.
He said, stepping inside. Dark hair sprang out from underneath a dirty baseball cap. There was no way Aunt Dot would approve of this guy.
You're hired. When can you start?
He shrugged.
Whenever.
How about tonight?
Yeah, I can.
As Ross took the new guy under his wing, Mom put her arm around me and squeezed my shoulder.
Don't mind Ross. We really do need help whether or not you are here. With your dad still not 100%, this will ease some of the burden off both Ross and you.
She kissed my temple.
This will be for the best. You'll see. Anyway, I can't stand to see you going through so much.
Tears pooled at the corners of Mom's eyes. It's okay.
No, it's not. It's not okay that you are at the mercy of the mob and I can't do anything about it. I try to be strong for you because I know you are going through a lot and don't need me blubbering. But honey, I can't stand it. And seeing you hurt is torture.
I wrapped my arms around my mom. It's okay. This won't be forever. And you raised me to be strong. Plus, I have a competitive streak that comes in handy. She sniffled.
This isn't fair. You were supposed to come home and marry Logan and give me some grandbabies. Now you're fighting, and Logan is missing. Nothing is going right.
Have some faith.
I'm trying, honey. I really am.
I squeezed Mom one last time, and then wiped a stray tear as she composed herself. Maybe having extra help was for the best. Still, it stung. And I knew Ross had meant for it to sting. While I didn't blame him for being mad, would it kill him to step into my shoes for a bit and see what I was going through? I suppose the same could be said about me stepping into his shoes. Trying not to pout, I grabbed a rag and began disinfecting the side counter. Everything would work out for the best. I just had to make myself believe it. It was mid-afternoon when we were finally done cleaning the kitchen. Well, we would have been done hours ago, but Aunt Dot didn't trust 2 top-to-bottom cleanings. A third was required before she contemplated opening the restaurant. Even then, she looked hesitant. We still had the chore of restocking the pantry, and at this late hour I wondered if it was even possible. The way Ross tasked everyone with extra jobs, it might be. But we'd be exhausted by opening. And that's when I got a message from the 411.
Fight at 8. Bring Mila.
I blinked at the message before firing back a text. I'll be there, alone.
Bring Mila. Boss's orders.
That wasn't the agreement.
Now there's a new one. Bring her or else.
I cursed 1,000 times. And then another 1,000. This kept going from bad to worse. Mila, I said, waving her over.
Yeah?
She asked as she stepped next to me.
What happened? You look worried.
Glancing around us, I saw too many people in earshot. I turned my phone to her. She looked at it, her brow creasing.
Me?
I nodded. Maybe they earned more money with both of us in the cage, I said, barely above a whisper. She took a breath and then nodded.
Okay, I guess I'm in. It's not like I have much choice.
I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. None of this is.
Tell that to Ross. She dismissively waved.
He's being a jerk because he's emotionally broken from the restaurant right now.
A clatter in the pantry had us looking over. Aunt Dot stomped out.
We're closed for tonight.
We can still pull through,
Ross said, following her.
Our supplies aren't stocked, and we have no time to prep. We can't do it.
I'm sure with a little more effort.
I said we're done.
Aunt Dot snapped. Mom hurried over to defuse the situation, but I thought Aunt Dot had the right of it. We were down to the wire with no food ready to cook. It'd be an online review nightmare. Ross slammed out the back door. Lily hurried out after him. Mila glanced back at me.
Looks like they're officially together. She wouldn't have run after him otherwise.
I guess so. Mila sighed.
Probably better this way. I was just after him for his body anyway.
I stifled a gag at anything to do with my brother's body.
I guess we should get ready.
I nodded. There's nothing we can do here, but I do want to call the detective about Logan.
Yeah, okay. I'll hire a ride home while you do that.
I pulled out my phone and the detective's information.
Amro,
She answered. It's Jade, I said. I don't want to pester you, but did you find anything at the old train station?
I haven't been there yet, but I'll let you know what I find.
Oh. I had thought that would be one of her first stops. I suppose you were busy checking other places like Avery's house and restaurant.
I haven't been given clearance on those.
So, Logan could be dead in the basement, and you wouldn't know?
We have procedures we need to follow. It keeps the officers and citizens safe. But I'll let you know if we find anything.
She disconnected. I stared at the phone in horror. All this time I thought the police were actively searching for Logan. So much wasted time.
Are you okay?
I shook my head. They haven't been looking for Logan.
What do you mean?
The detective said she hasn't been given clearance to search Avery's house or restaurant, and they didn't look at the train station I told her about earlier. He's been gone for days. Why are they stalling? My legs turned shaky and protested my weight. I should have been looking for him this whole time.
You didn't know, and he has repeatedly warned you not to put yourself in danger. This has danger written all over it.
Which meant I had to call in reinforcements.